Closed captioning for the Let's Dine Out show provided by Holiday Cafe, your neighborhood diner with 2 locations in Ontario and Mr. D's Diner in Laverne. Ready to satisfy your hunger and budget? Let's Dine Out is made possible by support from Food for Life Baking Company, makers of over 60 organic, all-natural sprouted baked goods, as well as gluten-free and vegan products. Food for Life Baking Company, dedicated to better health since 1964. Foodforlife.com. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, providing installation, maintenance, and repair of heating and air conditioning systems for home and businesses throughout the Inland Empire. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, 5-star comfort for 4 generations. Sanborn'sAC.com. And viewers like you, supporting local public television. Thank you.
I'm food critic Alan Borgen, member of the Southern California Restaurant Writers. I've been finding the best restaurants in the Inland Empire and Southern California for over 27 years. This is my job. This is my passion. Let's dine out. Hi, I'm food critic Alan Borgen.
And I'm Tricia Jansen.
Welcome to another delicious edition of the Let's Dine Out show, where we take in some of our favorite and best restaurants in Southern California. Well, Tricia, just for you, you like to travel, I think.
I am passionate about traveling and food.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's talk about the menu. Boy, it's exciting.
Yes. First, we are off to San Bernardino for a unique and exciting Peruvian restaurant called A Taste of Peru. Then we travel to Palm Springs to be pampered at the Falls Prime Steakhouse and Martini Bar.
Located behind the Lotus Garden Chinese restaurant on Hospitality Lane in San Bernardino is a delightful restaurant called A Taste of Peru, formerly El Rico Pollo Peruvian Restaurant. The clean, casual dining room is decked out with nice Peruvian artwork, with white tablecloth tables, some televisions around the room, while the menu offers a large variety of fish, seafood, beef, chicken, pasta, and vegetarian dishes representing the best Peru has to offer. Under the guidance of owner and chef Abel Salvador, Norma Alfaro, Liz Penaloza, and Flor Alfaro, A Taste of Peru is truly an exciting culinary adventure. Okay, Miss World Traveler, we finally made it to Peru. You know, what's neat about it is it only took, what, 40 minutes, half hour to get here? 10 minutes, yeah. But this is a restaurant that's really neat. I reviewed this restaurant, I think in 2012,
Yeah.
but they added a whole new menu to it. Now, they did change the name. It used to be El Rico Pollo. It's now A Taste of Peru. Same management, same everything.
Right.
They just changed the name.
Just a better name.
Well, they had El Rico Pollo. Pollo sounded like a chicken restaurant, and a lot of people got confused.
Yeah.
So they changed it. But there's more than chicken here. I mean,
For sure.
They've got anything that walks, they pretty much have here. Let's get right into the menu. How's that?
Okay, folks, I'm just going to say that we're going to butcher these names, so we're going to give it our best
I'm
effort.
proud of it.
Lomo saltado, $12.50. This is a very traditional Peruvian dish. This is strips of sirloin, and it's sauteed with red onions, tomatoes, soy, vinegar, cilantro, and then it's mixed with French fries. It seems so unexpected, but it's good, and it's served with white rice. Okay, so to me, this had a very Asian profile, other than the French fries, which seemed completely out of place. But the flavors were there, and I liked the crunch of the French fry. The tomatoes added that level of freshness. The meat was perfectly tender, very good saute on the meat. But the French fry, I can't get over that French fry. It was just weird, but I liked it. What did you think?
They have, I think, over 4,000 potatoes they grow just in Peru.
Yeah.
So that's like the country of, that's where the potatoes came from, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a carb overload.
But the other thing, too, is Peruvian food, if you've never had it, it's a real fusion of different influences.
Yes.
You've got China, European, Spain, West Africa.
Yep.
You've got the Polynesia Islands. I mean, you've got a lot of different cuisines.
Yeah.
So it's like the best of the best. And that's why a lot of people love to go to Peru. It claims to be the best culinary country in the
Right.
world. It's got so many flavors.
It
and
really does.
Everyone I've talked to says, "Oh my goodness, you got to go."
And this is very authentic. I like the food here. It just
Right.
it represents so many different countries and so many different traditional dishes. So it's really a fun little vacation we're taking right now.
That's true. Next came the arroz chaufa de carne, 1050. This is a Peruvian Chinese beef with fried rice, diced red pepper, green onions, and an egg. It had peas, sesame oil, ginger. Spectacular.
Really?
To me, this is basically Chinese style
Fried
fried rice,
rice.
but pretty much better than I've had anywhere else. It had the most flavor. It wasn't just soy sauce, which I think I forgot to mention in there.
Yeah.
But it had flavor and depth to it, and just delicious.
I will agree. The one thing I noticed about this is that the pieces of meat were large and then the egg was large. Usually in a fried rice, it's a lot of blended up stuff and you really can't distinguish.
Oh, yes, you
This
could.
had big chunks of meat and big pieces of egg in there, cooked egg. So I agree with you that the flavors were amazing in
I
this.
love it.
Next, we had, okay, this is taco con bistique. 1350. This is a very unique dish. This is a mixture of rice and beans that they kind of mash it together and then they pan fry it so it gets kind of crisp. And they season it with garlic and onions and Peruvian red chili. So it has a different flavor profile. It's almost like a porridge, if you will, but then it has that little crispness to it. Then they crown the top of it with a steak that's sautéed in a chimichurri sauce. So it has a nice char on it and a nice flavor. And then they serve it with what they call salsa criolla, which is onions and tomatoes and lime and cilantro. It's very simple. It's not like your traditional salsa.
It
It's
complements
just,
everything.
It does. It's like sautéed onions. It's very light. So it works. You know, I'm not a bean and rice person, like you know, I always say that. But I like the flavors in there, and I thought the steak had a great flavor.
It was a New York steak, which surprised me. I thought it was sirloin.
Yeah.
And actually, it was very tender and
Yep.
it was juicy.
Yep.
They know really how to make meats here.
And next we had pescado el ajo. Hope I'm saying that
Very
right.
good, very good.
Yay! $13.99. This was fried sea bass that's breaded, and then they top it with a roasted garlic and cream and wine sauce, and then they serve it with grilled potatoes and rice. The flavors were good. I love the flavor of, actually the potato was my favorite because it had a little grill on it. I love the flavor of the sauce. The fish, to me, I think I would prefer it to be grilled versus fried, just my personal opinion. And I thought maybe some vegetables in it would give it some color. It was very texturally all one note.
But if you notice, I don't think we had anything with vegetables really. I mean, broccoli or carrots.
No.
I think that's just the
No, I
nature
think
of
like
the beast here.
peppers, maybe onions. Yeah, I mean the flavors were good, but again, texturally to me it was just very
So I kind
one
of disagree
texture.
because if it was grilled, it would just kind of fall apart. They had a little crunch to it, and that's what to me made it different. And to me, it tasted. I loved it.
Yeah.
The sauce was sensational. I would just order just the sauce and just lick it up.
Yeah, the
It
sauce was
that
great.
good.
And again, when they pour the sauce on it, the breading kind of absorbs it, so
Yeah.
it does lose the crunch to me.
Some of it.
So to me, I would have done grilled fish. I'm
Okay.
going to stick with that.
Don't forget, you're in Peru. You got to eat what
I'm
the natives eat.
still-
Okay,
I'm giving the Trisha
as long-
opinion.
As long as you know. Next was, I think, one of my favorite dishes I've ever had ever.
Yes.
It's called the Jalea Peruana Personal. Again, personal is very important.
Okay.
$14.99. If you like fried fish, this is an item you have to get.
I would agree.
This is an ocean full of seafood. We're talking calamari, shrimp, octopus, fish. It's all breaded right here at the premises, deep fried, served with the salsa criolla, a delicious tartar sauce. This is wonderful. The portion here, it's
Huge.
way too much. I mean, before
Huge.
they change it, come here, order 20, 30 plates. I mean, you could do a party with this stuff.
For sure.
It's enough for 3 people, easily.
Yeah, I would say I was not excited about this dish because I'm not a huge
Well, you're not a seafood,
I'm
okay.
not. I'm not a seafood fan. I absolutely love this. First of all, the tartar sauce alone. Think French onion dip or onion dip overload. It had the best flavor. The green onions in there, and then you add it to that crispy fish. The breading was perfect. I mean, I was shocked. I loved it.
Next, a great soup. It's called the pariwala. This is $14.99. I probably butchered the name, but this is a really hearty soup. It's swimming, absolutely swimming with sea bass, crab, mussels, clams, shrimp, garlic, tomatoes, green onion. They have a really nice Peruvian red chili pepper in it. It's white wine, a rich tomato broth. This was sensational. It had a beautiful undertone seafood flavor to it.
It did.
It wasn't this phony, cioppino or bouillabaisse that I've seen
Right.
in most restaurants. I mean, this isn't elegant. This is down, dirty seafood soup, but the best. This is probably, and laden with seafood, so much of it.
Yeah.
I love that broth. You just want, I mean, you can just sop it up. I wish they had bread or something to sop it up with. It was that good.
With all these carbohydrates, you don't need
You gotta have
another
bread.
thing.
Well, then just lift the bowl up and go.
We'll get you a ladle.
That'd be good.
And next, we had the parrilla mixta. Did I say that right?
No, but it's okay.
Okay, tell me how you say it.
A big mess of meat.
Okay, big mess of meat. If you're a vegetarian, this is not
Don't
a dish
watch
for you.
this, yeah.
This is a huge mixed grill. It's $32.99. Easily 3 people can enjoy this. It has New York steak. It has beef hearts. Yes, I did eat beef hearts, people. Pork chop, chicken, boneless chicken thigh, and chorizo. And it's all grilled. And then they serve it over, again, the French fries. I don't quite understand, but it works. And then they have this really beautiful salad, which is just simple. It's just the lettuce, the cucumber, the tomato.
Simple.
Yeah, this dish, if you like Mediterranean food, that's what it spoke to me. It's very Mediterranean with the skewers of meat, with not the French fries.
The heart. It's actually
Not
heart.
the French. I know, but just the meat.
Yeah.
You know, just the proteins, and then the salad. Then they have these dipping sauces. I want to talk a minute about these dipping sauces. So the first one that we tried was it was a peachy pink color, and it's called rocoto. And we dipped our chicken in that, and it's a red chili pepper that comes from Peru, and then they mix it with cream, and it's spicy but not hot. You know, it's not going to kill you here. And the second one we had was called ají amarillo, and this we dipped the beef into it, and this sauce. Literally, I could dip just about everything in it, and I could eat it. And I did. I dipped the beef heart into it, people, and I ate it, and I loved it. It was so good.
What's nice about the beef heart, everyone thinks it's it's organy.
Yeah.
I mean, it has sometimes organ meats.
Yeah, it has a very gamey flavor.
You can't tell.
It was actually very good.
texture was very
good flavor, nice texture. And the next one was a green sauce, and it's basically jalapeno and celery. It had a very fresh flavor, but it's hot. It's hot. So go carefully with that. We dipped the pork in that, and it was just a great accompaniment.
Well, Tricia, we had a lot of good food here, but what's your favorites?
I'm going to say the lomo saltado. Okay, I love that one. I'm going to say the arrozo.
Arroz, chafa,
De carne. Yes, I love that. The Chinese fried rice. And the jalea perucana persona.
Fried fish.
Fried fish.
Yeah.
Really good.
And you don't like fish, so this is a compliment.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
very
I
good.
thought it was just great.
Pretty much agreed. The rice, the roast chafa de carne, it's fried rice, but unbelievable.
Yeah,
Great fried
the
rice.
flavor.
I also like the pescado al ajo, which is a fried sea bass with roasted garlic cream sauce. That's amazing. Even though you didn't like it, I loved it.
Yeah.
And the jalea, the fried fish. You can't go wrong. And
Oh.
It's more than fried fish. The octopus, the shrimp, and
Yeah. Delicious.
pure heaven. Like I mentioned early on, 2012, I did this on my own without Tricia. 2012. Here we are, 2015, with Tricia. I thought the food was just as good, if not better. And I really love this restaurant.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me. Well, now it's off to something more my speed. We're going to go out to Palm Springs to the Falls Prime Steakhouse and Martini Bar. Let's pack this up and be on the road.
Sounds great.
Located on the second floor of the Mercado Plaza stands the Falls Prime Steakhouse and Martini Bar. Once you reach the top floor, you'll discover a large covered bar serving specialty martinis, whiskeys, and cocktails, which are the perfect complement to their bar menu. Once inside, you'll notice the dining room is set in an understated elegance with a contemporary feel, while an outdoor veranda wraps partially around the exterior of the restaurant, offering a romantic view of the city. The Falls is definitely a restaurant to visit for those who appreciate being pampered with first-class food, drinks, and service.
Well, Tricia, we made it here to Palm Springs. It's nearby. I'm laughing because it's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
But let me tell you, this is a nice restaurant. Palm Springs, I love it. And, no traffic. That's what's so nice. A lot of people go to Orange County and LA, but they have some great restaurants here in Palm Springs.
There's beautiful places to eat here. I highly suggest coming out.
Right,
It is a
and-
little hot, though.
Well, it always gets hot here, but it's like you go to Vegas, don't you?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, forgot you're
I don't like the heat.
I forgot you're a princess. So, well, let's start with the menu. But I want to let you know, This is a prime steakhouse, so things are a little pricey here. However, you want to hear some great deals. They have early bird 3-course dinners, $19.95. It's only at the bar there. You can have it. It's fantastic. So don't let this scare you off the review, because it's very affordable if you come right. So
Yeah.
let's get right into it.
Yes, first we have the Seafood Tower. It's $25 a person and it's for 2. And surprisingly, this was amazing. The presentation alone was beautiful. It came in a martini glass, and then it had shrimp and oysters and a lobster tail and ahi poke and crab legs, and it had dry ice. And so it was like smoking up. It was very dramatic. And I loved it. I thought the flavors were so good. I also loved it was served with fresh horseradish. It had ginger, cocktail sauce, butter, and then it had wasabi. So I loved it. I thought the flavors were great. It was served cold. It was on ice. It was just very refreshing.
How can you go wrong with crab legs, shrimp, lobster, and poke?
Well, I agree, but I'm not a huge seafood person. I loved it. I mean, you went away to the bathroom and I just kept eating it.
Well, this is 2 for 2. You like the other restaurant too, so
I know.
that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
So
I really liked it.
next came another seafood dish. This was pan-roasted mussels, $18. This is about 16 or so mussels that were roasted in a garlic butter, white wine cream, and lemon beurre blanc sauce. It came with house-dried tomatoes, toasted Asiago bread, plump, succulent. These weren't green lip mussels. However, they were meaty, and there was enough of them where it filled you up. This is a great appetizer for 2 people.
This was my first mussel tasting, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was a little nervous about them because they something about them kind
Yeah,
of
but it's that sauce.
freaks
You
me
just
out.
want to.
The sauce on this, I have to say, I could have literally picked the cup up and just drank it. It was so good, and that actually the flavor of the mussels was good. I mean, it tasted like the ocean, like I would expect.
Well, these were fresh mussels. You
They
can
were.
tell.
They were very good, but I loved the sauce and the bread. I was just dipping it in there.
You're a
I was
bread
like,
person.
it was so good. Next, I was so excited to tell you folks that they have tableside Caesar salad, $20 for 2. I became giddy when I saw this on the menu. I said, we have to showcase this. Very few restaurants do this anymore, and
Right.
I miss this. Tableside. I don't know if you've ever had tableside Caesar salad. If you have not,
treat.
It's a treat. You must get it. Basically, they take an anchovy paste and they take garlic and some mustard, and then they do a pasteurized egg yolk product, since everybody gets upset about the raw egg thing. They do olive oil, lemon, a little Worcestershire, red vinegar, salt and pepper. So simple. And they whip it into in a wooden bowl.
To a frenzy.
To a frenzy. It's a good arm exercise. And they add romaine lettuce, fresh croutons, and Parmesan cheese and cracked pepper. And I'm telling you, it's worth the drive just for that salad.
Now, this was supposed to be for 2. However, they only brought 1. And it wasn't a joke. I mean, they
It's
really
still
did only bring
here.
1.
It's
But
still
normally
here.
it's a giant salad. I've had this before with
Yeah.
other people, and what you see is for 1 person, but usually it's for 2.
Yeah.
And it's a big, substantial salad.
I would pay $20 just for that
And
salad.
the croutons. I love those croutons.
Yeah, it was seriously the flavor. You just can't get that in a bottle dressing to have homemade dressing made
It's
there.
really good. So, next came the grilled double cut Berkshire pork chop, $30. Now, this is a 14-ounce balsamic glaze pork chop with the caramelized apples on top. And to me, it was juicy and tender, but it lacked a little flavor. It needed a little bit
agree.
of salt, a little bit of seasoning.
Yes.
Balsamic vinegar, I loved it. It was reduced down. It was very nice, but I would put more on it. I think
I agree.
the pork needed. I think they just maybe forgot the salt.
Yeah, I agree. It was under seasoned. And pork with apples and balsamic should work. It should, because you've got the sweetness from the apples and the balsamic to balance out the saltiness of pork that usually is salty. So I think it was just lacking that salt element particularly, but it needed more flavor.
I also want to let you know that everything is a la carte. They do have sides. I can't remember the price, $6, $7.
Depending.
But they had all kinds of great stuff like cream spinach.
Right.
They had great mushrooms. I think we put on a steak.
Yeah, so
later
we
on.
had the red smashed potatoes with this, and they were amazing. Buttery, I mean, yeah, delicious.
It was excellent. So
Next, we had the roasted prime rib of beef, $40. Now, again, I'm not a huge prime rib fan. I do like beef, but
the way
prime
you
rib,
ate, I cannot believe that. You really.
I
picked,
did. I
you
really
were
picked out.
piggy.
I did. Honestly, this was one of the best prime ribs I've ever had. It was thick, it was fork tender, and it was flavorful. And it was just very simply prepared.
I went in the kitchen and saw it, and when I
Okay.
worked at Hillcrest Country Club, I used to help prepare it, and they used rock salt, and they stuck it on top, just baked it in the salt.
That's how I
so
do
all
mine.
All the salt just crumbs
Correct.
in there.
It's a nice
it was
crust.
delicious.
It was delicious.
Tender, juicy.
And we had it with the roasted mushroom as a side, and I highly suggest that. I thought that paired very well with it. It was just, buttery mushrooms and had just a great flavor, so I would highly suggest getting those. Very good. And then next, we had the dry aged bone-in ribeye, 20 ounces for $49. Now this steak is heavily marbled. It's not for the faint of heart. It's been wet aged for 30 days and then dry aged for a minimum of 15. So it has a very intense flavor to it, but very good. And I loved it. It was simple. We didn't really get anything on it.
Yeah, it comes with different sauces. You can get, let's see, a pepper melange crusted.
Right.
You get Point Reyes blue cheese, Cabernet reduction sauce, a Béarnaise sauce, or they give us steakhouse onion rings with with a roasted garlic falls rub and butter. I had that last time I ate here.
Yeah.
And but I like it just by itself. It was nice and crisp on the outside, and it was real peppery and just delicious.
Yeah, I think I would highly recommend getting with blue cheese because I like that personally. I think it's a great flavor profile. But yeah, the steak had a really great flavor. We got the mac and cheese as a side. It was good. I don't think it was the best mac and cheese I've had, but I liked it.
It was creamy, cheesy.
It was creamy. It had a great flavor profile.
It wasn't Velveeta.
It wasn't Velveeta. And then we also tried the cream spinach, and that was wonderful. It was very creamy. It had a lot of cheese in it. It reminded me of like the like an artichoke dip that you get that has a lot of cheese, a lot of Parmesan in there.
Nice portions
Oh
too.
yeah, huge, delicious.
Then we had the sashimi style ahi tuna. This was $38. Now, at first sight, you look like like $38.
Right.
But the price of meat and fish, fresh fish, is really gone up. So
Right.
you pay for what you get. I mean, this is a good cut of meat of fish. And this came up sliced. It was seared on the outside. It was with coriander crusted. And then on the bottom, it was served with crunchy Napa cabbage and almond salad with soy vinaigrette. And it was sliced up, and it was ahi. I mean, what can I say? It was juicy. It was just the way the ahi is supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer for this type of restaurant for it to be more of the ahi steak.
Now, we had an argument about that.
We did.
What do you prefer steak?
Just because I feel like in this type of restaurant, the sashimi style to me reminds me of like a sushi place. And to me, this ahi should be served a bigger portion in more of a steak-like setting.
See, to me, it would be hard to cut because of the way it is. And the knives they have here, these are steak knives, and I think it would be really hard to slice because it was cooked on the outside a little bit, but it was raw on the inside. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way
but
it's
I'm
supposed
saying,
to be.
but to cut it, I think it would be hard. But
It's
I don't
not.
know.
I've had it that way. It's very good. I just feel like it would be more of an entree. I didn't taste anything with it. I mean, it had cabbage, but I think we were missing the soy vinaigrette. I didn't really get any of that. But anyway, yeah, I didn't love this.
Okay. Then we have dessert.
We
I
had
think we hit everything.
Yep,
Yeah.
we had the date pecan bread pudding, $8. Again, I liked it. It wasn't my absolute favorite. I felt like it needed more of the buttery caramel sauce on it. It was a little dry.
Wait, was it a whiskey? I think it was a whiskey sauce. Vanilla whiskey sauce, I
I'm actually
believe.
not sure. It had ice cream on it. I mean, it had a good flavor profile, but it was just a little dry. What were your favorites?
Oh, easy. My favorites were the, let's see, the roasted prime rib. I loved it. It was thick. It was juicy. Lots of flavor. I love the dried aged bone-in ribeye. I mean, you can't go wrong with a ribeye. I shouldn't say that. I've eaten other steakhouses here, and they're awful.
Right.
This is one of the best ones I've had. And I like the sashimi. The ahi. I'm used to it. I mean, that's the way it is. It's simple, but delicious. Ahi, you can't go wrong with it.
I'm going to say the seafood tower. I surprised myself that I loved it. I loved the presentation. I thought the food was just delicious. The tableside Caesar salad, I mean, seriously, was I giddy or what over that salad? So good. And I'm going to say the roasted prime rib. All three things I wouldn't expect that I would absolutely love. I thought the prime rib was the best prime rib I've had. Has to be.
Good.
Yeah, delish.
Well, Tricia, let me say, I'm very proud of you. This has been a great day. 2 different restaurants. You like seafood, and you never like seafood.
I know. I did. I liked
It's really
it.
good, and you seem to have a good time here.
Yeah, I like the vibe here. You know, it has a very beautiful dining room, which is very contemporary, and the great music that's going on here. And then there's this beautiful veranda where you can look out over the town. There's so much going on. The people watching is amazing here. You know, downtown just has a great vibe here. So I would highly recommend it.
And again, if you want to be pampered, this is the kind of restaurant you want to go to. So,
For sure.
well, folks, the end of the show. Time to say goodbye. But before we do, I want to remind you, we came to 2 great restaurants and we tried the food. Now you have to go and try them. They're 2 great restaurants, and I guarantee you'll like them. So until next time, food critic Alan Borgen.
And I'm Tricia Jansen.
Happy eating, everybody. Now, I didn't eat much during the show.
Sure.
But I'm starving, and we're off the air, right? We're not running? Oh, good. I'm starving. Want some?
No, thank you.
Let's dine out. Closed captioning for the Let's Dine Out show provided by Holiday Cafe, your neighborhood diner with 2 locations in Ontario and Mr. D's Diner in Laverne. Ready to satisfy your hunger and budget? Let's Dine Out is made possible by support from Food for Life Baking Company, makers of over 60 organic, all-natural sprouted baked goods, as well as gluten-free and vegan products. Food for Life Baking Company, dedicated to better health since 1964. Foodforlife.com. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, providing installation, maintenance, and repair of heating and air conditioning systems for home and businesses throughout the Inland Empire. Sanborn's Air Conditioning and Heating, 5-star comfort for 4 generations. Sanborn'sAC.com. And viewers like you, supporting local public television. Thank you.